Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look here at Solana, see what's going on. Double check a few key factors. We got to recognize that we're still working on this descending trend line, essentially establishing lower highs and lower lows. But the truth is, I think that we're getting closer to that shifting in momentum. And again, a lot of that is based on the fact that Bitcoin's back up over that 103, 104K range. But also, just the simple way to understand it right now is that a lot of altcoins right now, we're flowing money away from them and going into Bitcoin. At least leading up till now. And I think we're starting to see that paradigm shift. So we'll talk about that and just kind of how that works in general. But for the most part, I think Solana is still in decent shape. I wouldn't say this is phenomenal by any stretch, but on the same accord, most altcoins are responding very poorly to Bitcoin on the rise as well as Bitcoin dominance increasing. However, we start to see that plateau and the Bitcoin dominance pulling back, money coming away from Bitcoin going into altcoins. That could be a very positive sign. Okay, so either way you look at it here, I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but we're still, we're trying to crawl out of the doghouse, if that makes any sense. Let's take a look at the back-end data, see what's going on. And just want to say thanks again for being an awesome part of my life. Thank you again for always hitting the like button, commenting below, and just really being fantastic. Majority of my Solana traders are very consistent and very I would say that they're less emotional than other coin followers, and it's really cool to see that. So thanks again. I get it. I know it sucks to see Solana not doing well when some of the other markets is part of the other markets doing well, but for the most part, this isn't super concerning to me, and I'll explain why. So take a look here. 227 to 230 is still that heavy concentration of liquidation. We've known that for roughly a couple of trading days. When I analyzed this last on Saturday, that was heavy concentration. We still got even more people shorting this coin right now, which makes sense. I get it. The price is showing a lot of divergence, but I think we're going to start finding our bottom here soon. That 0.618 fib level holding strong so far. Once again, liquidation upwards about 250 for that heavier concentration. But we look here, we can see the delta, and this is the same with most altcoins right now. It's significantly bearish, basically telling us that the trend is down, and there's no other way around it. No need to sugarcoat it. Yeah, Solana is struggling and it's riding its way down, but it's done so for quite a while now, and it's a decent chance that with the Bitcoin kind of stabilizing, or if it can stabilize in its 106, 107K range, then I think we're going to see Solana do pretty well. The trick here is that Bitcoin can't pull back significantly, because that will probably hurt Solana a lot, mainly because altcoins, pretty much every single altcoin this weekend was pulling back with Bitcoin like 2x of Bitcoin, even when Bitcoin was going up. But when it went down, altcoins were going down. So just know that's a normal, natural thing in the market. And I'll explain what I mean by that here in a moment. So take a look here. We can see the largest amount of volume at 213. I mentioned that previously. That's that support level. 213 to 215 is that golden pocket. But more importantly, we have the most amount of open interest in the last 7 days here. So that tells me that everyone's very confident in taking a long position at 213. Okay, so people are adding to their spot bags, their position, so to speak, at $213. So having said that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weekly and double check a few factors here. So we've been digressing, so to speak, for about a month straight. We've got 4 weeks of divergence there. We take a look here. We're still over all moving averages, though. That's a very positive sign. Same thing here as well with our RSI. We can see we're under 70 on the RSI, but still over 50, generally a positive sign. Stochastic is swinging down, of course, and MACD's starting to diverge. So obviously, if we get to a point where we close below $200, we may need to have a different conversation and to talk a little bit about 185 probably being the next local low, or since that is the local high, essentially, or previous high, we can recognize that should be a new support level. So worst case scenario, I do feel that Solana will pull back to 185 if we lose 200. That's kind of a worst case. I really don't think we're going to see that, though. All that being said, if we take a look here at the daily time frame, we want to recognize some important factors here too. So we're under 50 on the RSI. We have been for a little while. We dropped below roughly a week ago when we had that significant divergence from Bitcoin. Altcoins took a pretty big hit. Now we've been maintaining below that level, just letting us know that there's a lot of selling pressure at this 220 to 230 range. We can see money flow index is increasing though. So that's a good sign, really. I know it sounds weird, but when the money flow is increasing, and the RSI is decreasing, that is a bullish convergence. That implies we're going to see some type of breakout in the relative near future. The reason why that is because people feel like this is a good value to buy, and we have a lot of volume to sustain this current price action. While it's a decent range, and it's we've been ranging between what it's like 220 and 230 roughly. Once we break that range, either to the upside or downside, we'll see significant convergence, or more likely than not, probably a breakout to the upside than the downside. Once more, a lot of this is based on the simple fact that money flowing into coins or having more money flowing in is a benefit. While you look at the volume overall, it's still lower than previous time frames. So it's not great, but we're seeing more volume now than we have in the previous 14 days. Because again, the money flow index is factoring in the last 14 candles. So just kind of recognize that at this point here, volume does appear to be lower than previous patterns, but money flowing in is a very positive sign. So I know it seems kind of crazy, but when I see this kind of patterns occur, typically coins start to bottom out and start to increase. So what we're really looking for here today, folks, is a closure above this descending trend. It may not happen today, but in the relative near future, we got to get above this. The 50-day SMA, that's a big deal. Yeah, because again, when we look at the daily time frames, we're still over the 50-day SMA here. That's positive, but getting over that 20-day would be huge. So the easy way to understand it is breaking the descending trend line is a good start, but a true confirming factor of being back on track would be a closure about 230 or higher. We want to be over this descending trend here with the 20-day SMA to have any confidence in taking a long position. Okay, so I think we're in good shape, but I also think that we could definitely do a lot better. But confirming factors for a long position would be like a closure over 230. That's really what I'm looking for. But again, a starting point would be somewhere in this 220 to 230 range, getting above this descending trend line. Okay, but either way you look at it, the 4-hour time frame here, we're still under 50 on the RSI. Not a great look. Stochastic swinging down. Money flow index is starting to pivot, and we can see MACD trying to converge. So we're again on the edge of greatness, but we're still very early, still too early to tell. Okay, again, situations like this, you want to be very careful in how you trade. But for the most part, we're at this shift here where it's probably too late to short, and I feel like it's too early to take a long. Okay, and I know that's crappy to hear from somebody, especially when you're trying to, you're literally watching this video to try to know if you want to take a position or not. But honestly, there's so much gray area in trading that you're better off waiting in most cases regardless. Okay, and I know you're going to miss out a lot of opportunities, but generally speaking, at this point, I think Solana is ready to break out, but it's not quite there yet. Okay, so the hourly time frame does confirm that the lagging span being within the price action implies you shouldn't have a position open. We're below the cloud, that's generally bearish, and then of course, conversion line and the baseline, conversion line is below the baseline. So really from a momentum standpoint, we are expecting the price or the price action should be bottomed out, but on the same accord, buying this kind of dip is just kind of it's too high of a risk. Again, at least for me personally, I don't like to take high risk trades, as you can probably already know if you've been part of my community. And honestly, I'm okay with sitting on the sidelines and waiting for good opportunities that may never happen. Okay, so again, don't listen to me if you're looking for a consideration for a long or a short. We're kind of in this transition, so to speak. And until we can prove we've broken the descending trend line, we really don't have any legs to stand on at this point. Okay. So again, that's just Solana in the nutshell for the moment. Is it going to continue like this forever? No, it's just generally short-lived. And I think that at this point here, we're getting to that overextension point. And with us pivoting so well off of this point of control, or basically this open interest area, I think that says a lot here. So I think we're due to continue higher. It's just a matter of when or if that happens based on Bitcoin stabilizing. Okay, if Bitcoin does run down towards the low 100K range, even 102, 103, I think we will see Solana pull back. Okay, so just heads up on that. Anyways, I'm not concerned with Solana. I think we're at a decent point here, but we do need to see a closure over 230 for any type of bullish convergence. Preferably closing above this descending trend line too would be a good start. I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord just so you can see this. But I do appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, follow if you haven't already, folks, and join us over at Bitunix too. We've been using this exchange for over a year as a community. No KYC or VPN required. They've been awesome to us. So thanks again, Bitunix, and appreciate the opportunity this month for a nice deposit bonus. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.